Bonjour et bienvenue dans la deuxième édition de la Coupe de la Ligue. Welcome. Welcome back to the second edition of the Coupe de la Ligue. If you might remember the first edition, it's been a while, I know, but back then I was paired in the first. Well, maybe I should first of all explain to you how this tournament works if you're not aware. Basically, it is a big tournament that doesn't quite work in a bracket, but you do start with, this time, 256 players, which is double the amount of players, double or even more. I don't quite remember if there were any free spots in the first round in Season 1. But double the amount of available players as Season 1, and then essentially you get a random draw with one other person, one of those inscribed, and then you play them in a best of three with a randomly drawn country, a randomly drawn continent this time, and then a randomly drawn out of three possible options, a no-moving map with a 2-minute time limit that is either urban, rural, or a mix of the both. And the moving, the country and continent are both moving with 3 minutes. And then you can kind of just work your way through the winners bracket. I think quarterfinals and semifinals are best of fives, and the finals are best of seven, if I'm not completely mistaken. And kind of slightly changed from last season. The no moving part wasn't a part of last season. But if you do lose on your way to the winners bracket final, then you end up in a loser bracket. The first round of that works the same way as the winner bracket does, and just you play another person in a best of three. And from then on onwards, the next round is groups of four, to sort of just get rid of players more quickly, I suppose. And last season, I was matched with André in round one, and I lost that after. I know we played North Macedonia, Europe, and the world map, of course, but I don't actually remember which. I think I won Europe, I lost North Macedonia, then I lost the world map too. And then I got I got Gapis. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name. I didn't know back then. I still don't know. And I won against him. I don't remember which country you had though. And advanced to the next round of the losers bracket, where I was paired in a group of four with Nadia, Gupta, and Mr. Blue. And I did pretty well. I came second in that group, but was unfortunately eliminated because only the first in those groups of four advances. And so I thought this time, well, there's 256 players. There's a lot of fantastic players here, but I did get pretty unlucky with the draws last season. So surely.
Ensuite, sur le joueur autrichien de Irtouinor Toulouse,
Ouais,
c'est Calamitix.
Calamity, organisateur de la Reddit League cette saison.
Oui.
On le rappelle. Très très bon joueur aussi.
Qui va jouer contre un très bon joueur français, contre Plouky.
Plouky, joueur de Ligue 1 Reddit.
Oui,
si je ne me trompe pas, Ligue 1 ou Ligue 2, c'est un énorme duel en vrai. Énorme duel.
Oui, les autres joueurs de Irtouinor Toulouse ont eu un tirage plutôt favorable a priori, mais là pour Calamitix, c'est un gros match.
Ah ouais, très très gros match. Duel de D1, nous dit Orpheus. Énorme match.
So no, my luck does not, my bad luck does not stop. Of course it does not. We're playing Plouky. I did beat him this season so far in Reddit League in Jordan, but I wasn't quite 100% prepared for that, as he may have been for some other countries due to various reasons. So I'm not sure how much importance I can give to that game. And I did lose against him last season on a world map, if I remember correctly. I think it was Dams of the World. I'm not entirely sure anymore, though. I might be mixing something up. So I think he's not the strongest of the players. There might be like about 10 or 15 that are stronger than him. But like there is probably a good 240 that aren't, that I could have happened to stumble upon, but nope. Well, so here we are. Just so you're aware, I do plan on right now starting with Europe and then the rural world. Just because I have time now, I want to play them now. And then based on that, I'll probably decide how much I'm going to put into practicing Argentina. I do plan to practice it a bit. Never hurts. We had practice in a no moving Masters League, so I know a little bit about the landscape. We've had to play it in Cactus League recently. That didn't go too badly, but Argentina is always a bit and I do want to practice it a little bit at least. But if like Europe and Rule World go, I'd say decently to well, then I'm gonna put a lot of practice into Argentina to make sure that I have the best chance of winning as possible. If I completely screw up both Europe and the Royal World, then I mean I'll still give it my best in Argentina. You never know what Plouky does. He might also, I don't know how good he is at no moving, so he might also make some mistakes there. But yeah, if that's the case, then I'll practice it a little bit. I'll play through a couple maps. Maybe I'll look at a few things, but I won't like put hours into it. Um, I've done enough of that I have done and will do enough of that for Reddit League. So I don't need another country that I I have to heavily practice in here. So anyway, I think we'll start with Europe, and I hope internet and everything is fine. It is 11 in the morning, so it should be okay. But I haven't fully checked. All right, Europe, Europe, Europe. Let's go. Please no Greece. I'd rather also not take Bulgaria or France, but please no Greece. Okay. England. That is also something that I'd rather not have, but try and see if we can make it to better signs. I mean, the one thing about England is it depends a bit on the difficulty of the other locations as well, for sure, but you can't be too wrong. This looks very much like something that's central south, maybe. Like, it's not going to be Scotland. It probably isn't going to be Wales. There's not too much areas left where it could be. But of course, well, it doesn't look like I'm finding a lot here. We did have some signs at the start towards smaller towns, but just from a glance at it, I didn't recognize any of them, of course. Wood Darling, Guestwick, Wood Norton. The one is just like a path for bicycles. I don't think that that's anything that would show up on the map, so I won't be checking that. I don't think there's any possible way it could be Ireland, but let me just quickly check. Yes, yeah. Oh, there's something here. Repham Billingford. Okay. Still doesn't ring a bell. I'm gonna put a safety pin down around here. Just so in case I forget, I've got something. Do you have anything? East Anglia. Now, if only I knew where East Anglia is. But I'm gonna presume it's east somewhere. It doesn't have to be though. It could just be the eastern part of something that's in the west. Of course. Am I gonna find anything else here that might prove useful? Because otherwise I might look through. I don't think I'm gonna find anything. So let me look at a few of these woods just to see if any of them are called East Anglia or something like that. Because like Peak District, Lincolnshire, North Wessex, East, yeah, actually, it's Devon, Dartmoor. Yeah, I want to go further north, I think. I feel like I'm fine not too far away from Northampton. Don't recognize any of the towns. Let's see. Very, very much so. Very east. Okay, there's Guestwick. Did I see anything that would have stood out? I mean, Repham I saw, but let me just quickly go back in. 1,000 points for that. Not great. Repham, Howlsham, Fintry. Repam would have been the one that stood out first. I think I might have seen Blickling on something, but yeah. So unless I was specifically looking in this area, and I probably wouldn't have remembered seeing Repam if I'm being honest. Guestwick I would have remembered, but I'd have to zoom in even further. All right. Well, we'll see. Next round. Okay. Is that Portugal? I'd like to go down that way, please. Could be Portugal, could be Italy, maybe Spain. One of those, I'm pretty sure. I want to and go there. Ah, shit, no. That way. Probably a lot of wasted time for something that might not be a very, well, it could be a very important decision. It was just based on pretty much no information, so, well, probably didn't spend so much time deciding. Not sure this is leading anywhere. Okay, maybe it is leading somewhere. I mean, this looks like it goes towards something of a town. What do we have? Any sort of town engine sign at least? Take that. I think that's Spanish. Pretty sure it is, but specific area? I mean, if I had to make my guess now, I'd probably go center, east, or south somewhere. But I'd really like a sign that just tells me where we are. That would be a nice change of pace. Certainly not an eastbound either. Pla de la Font, Catalonia. Okay. Not not the US. Pla de la Font, somewhere in Catalonia. Unlikely that I'd find that small village, although it doesn't look that small. Still, well, also it doesn't look big now, does it? Really like some signs with distances to something else. Maybe something big, something that I recognize, and this road looks decent. Not like I've lost hope to find it yet. But at this point, Vincent, no, unlikely. Let me see. Catalonia is relatively big. I'd like to somewhere here. I'll have a quick look if I got a phone. Not down there somewhere. Well, time's up. 60 kilometers. Oh, right on the border. That's interesting. El Pla de la Font. So essentially, I think I went through it this way, but I could have gone into Aragon. Maybe there would have been a sign there, but that's not bad. Could have been worse. Round 3. Wait. Wait. No, that's France. Oh, God. Well, of course. Why not? As if it wasn't bad enough already. What do we have? God, Marseille. That. I think I went that way, but checkpoint down. Purely based on the name, Isaac. I don't know, it just sounds northwestern to me, but could at least find a phone number, I'd be a bit happier. Then I would at least know which part of the country. Sure. Oh, 5. Okay, that is so not northwest. That is southwest, actually. Pouillard. From the looks of it here, La Pouillard doesn't seem small. Maybe I'd be able to find it. See if there's something else here. There. Actually, where? Fortunate. Sometimes they do put the name of the bigger city on these signs. Oh, Ville de Bordeaux. I mean, Ville de Bordeaux. That's okay. Doesn't necessarily mean we have to be super close to Bordeaux, but let me check. I mean, from this far zoomed out, obviously I'm not going to see anything, but here that, well, I think in 28 seconds I'd rather do this than look for something else. Saint-Denis de Pile, I saw that. But where exactly are we? I've run out of time and I can't see. Oh, look, I just found it. Just found it. Oh, that's okay. I'll take dropping 100 points there. Probably not a difficult round for Plouky at all, but, well, if there's going to be any round deciding it, it's not this one for sure. Okay, this should be... Always got such problems differentiating between, like, Welsh and Gaelic, Irish, and stuff like that. Just it purely based on how it looks Welsh. But that doesn't necessarily have to be. Do you have yellow license plates? No, actually. So we're probably in Ireland. That's interesting. Ireland doesn't, at least from what I remember, because I've been there, it doesn't have too many mountains. Alright. Wait, I think one of those had a yellow license plate, but most of them will have normal European license plates. So I'd rather trust that. Will we find anything this way? That would be very nice. I'll try setting a checkpoint and going back. Trying the other direction, but I don't know, this might be the kind of round where you just benefit more from traveling for a while in the same direction to get off of the mountain. But even then, it still might not be enough to make it all the way back down. Some houses, it does not look like I'd get far enough in a minute. I'm being honest, so I'd rather quickly check direction. Okay, this doesn't look helpful. Let's say, sure, heavens, that's not helpful at all. So let's put a safety pin down. I'd potentially go northern. This wouldn't know exactly where to go. This has been a very, very difficult seed. Very rural. Fit for the rural world we're coming up to, I suppose. I mean, some houses here, but with 10 seconds. Honestly, like, put me Quarry Mountain Bog? I don't know. That's pretty far. Oh, down there in Wicklow Mountains National Park. Glendalough. Oh god. I think I've been on that road. Not in GeoGuessr, in real life. I've been to Glendalough. Ah, damn it. I mean, it was 10 years ago, but maybe the other direction would have been better off. Wait, which direction did I even go? Did I go east or west? Oh, I went west. No, I did actually go east. Let's see. How far did I make it? I must have made it to about here, I suppose, to Glenderson. Would I have recognized Glendalough? Probably not, but with that, for sure, yes, I would have known where it is. Ah, all right. Yep. Brilliant luck I have. Brilliant. One more round. It's late. I want to see that. Blumiti, okay. And that's something that is big enough so that it stands out at zoom level. Yes, it is. Senige. There's Aguardo. We're here. There's like a little river running through. I don't think that's on the map, to be honest. I think it might be this though. Do we have a road name here? Yeah, we are here. Let me confirm, but it should be via Narai. Actually, Felice Luigi. Ah, Capello. Capello. Right, we're here then. Alright, I mean, that was super easy to finish it off. But the 4 rounds prior to that, well, let's just say my hopes aren't particularly high, but you never know. Maybe if he never finds the sign for El Pla de la Font that mentions Catalonia, maybe he goes somewhere in the south here and drops a lot of points. I feel like that's my only hope. I mean, in England, I wasn't super far away, but admittedly, I was in the middle of the country. So unless he goes like to a different extreme, probably not making up many points. This might cost me points, if anything. And yeah, I can't imagine him not finding that. He might take a little bit longer, but I mean, he's got 3 minutes, and then this is France, so well. Anyway, Roll World. Okay, let's give it a try. This. Okay. This might be a problem because I don't know if this is BC or something like Colorado, Utah. What does it feel like more? Probably couldn't tell you. I think that has no front license plate. I don't know how that works in Canada, but snowy. I feel like. Do I just want to hedge my bets and go in the middle? Just like, I'm pretty sure it's not Washington, but or Oregon or something like that. But just to hedge my bets and be like, I don't know. I could risk it all. I guess that's the problem with not knowing how the other 2 maps go. I mean, I can look around. There's nothing really that tells me where we are. I think double yellow line is more of an American thing. Do I want to? Okay, I'm putting all of my eggs in one basket. I'm going Colorado. And I think these are all kind of valley roads, though. Not roads across the mountain. I think this one, if anything, is a bit of it. I don't know. Rocky Mountain National Park, you know what? We're going here. I think this road wouldn't be quite as big, but at the same time, I don't know. California? No, Nevada. Okay, I mean, I suppose I should have hedged Oregon. Would be probably slightly closer, I guess, but hey, that's Nevada. Right, if you tell me what do you think about when you think Nevada, this is not something that's in my mind at all. But something that I do find quite interesting is that this only gives 2001, actually, probably just a normal seed on a rural world, never mind. I was thinking that seems very low for being just that little bit away, but I guess the US is pretty big. Italy or Slovenia, to be honest, it could be anywhere like here, here, maybe even. No, I don't think it's Croatia. It could be. Could also be something like further, maybe Montenegro. Do you think though I just want to put it in Slovenia? Don't know where specifically. Somewhere in this national park up here. But obviously I want to, well, I mean, oops, wait. Let me just fix that. Drag it across again. I'm wasting a bit of time, but that's not an issue. Fit into there, thank you. All right. There are mountains to the south. I guess there are. Maybe it is up here somewhere. I mean, I say this like I know we're definitely in this area. Like the road direction is fine. Honestly, I'm going with that. Nope, Montenegro. Okay, fine. Why not? Okay, this is rough. Windmill. Greece? Well, we don't even have like two sides of the road. So I couldn't even say it isn't like Scotland. And obviously help. Of course, we're in Europe, but it could be Scotland, could be Greece. So that's super far away from each other already. Could even be. I don't think it's Spain, but I can imagine it. I want to go with Greece, I think. Somewhere in the mountains here. It could totally be Scotland. But I think. I mean, I have to take some gambles at this point. First two rounds weren't great. The gambles pay off. Fantastic. If they don't, well, probably would have lost anyway. Yeah, screw it. Going for it. Nope, it was Spain. Brilliant. 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 Well, what are these rocks? Rocks. I think, based on these gates, we're in Brazil. Red dirt fits. The landscape fits. I was thinking when I first saw this about a specific place in Botswana, but I think Brazil fits better. Where in Brazil, though? It's kind of like the US, like, pick your poison somewhere in there. I mean, do I just go relatively central? I don't think it's too far. It might be like over here somewhere. But that's like, if you put it here, it could be in any direction. If you put it here, it can only be further east, kind of. So it is risky again. Maybe I'm going to go a bit further over here. Maybe I'm going to go Mato Grosso do Sul or somewhere on the border here. Fazenda Boa Vista. Why not? Looks like the road direction matches. That's about as good as it's going to get. Oh, nice. Right state. I'll take that. I'm pretty happy about that. That could have gone way worse. I think my chances just went up from about 2% to about 15%. Still behind Pastek, so that's not good, but could have been way worse. Alright. This is certainly a place. Oh god. This could be so many different places. I think... God. Like, this could conceivably be Russia. This could be Eastern Europe. Something like Romania. It could be Scandinavia even. It could be the US or Canada. It could... Well, no, it couldn't be in the Southern Hemisphere, of course. Done, but... I think... Where the hell do I want to... Could be just... This... Interesting to me. That's the only real part where I'm like, I don't want to put it in Scandinavia. These railings, though. Ah, this is horrible. Like, it could be Far Eastern Russia. That would be super... I don't think, like, even for me, that's a risk that's too big to take. I think I'm just going to put it in Romania somewhere. Honest. Whether I'm right or wrong here, but I'm not convinced it's Romania. Not at all. Like, put it here or something. But if I go super far East Russia, then I only really get any points if it's super far East Russia. Like, I'm just going to put, like, I'm not going to put a pin down, but I'd go somewhere here. If it is there, well, that's disappointing, but no, it was Scandinavia. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. I did say it. I think I did for every single round. I did say where I thought it might be. The only one where I was genuinely surprised about where it ended up being was here in Nevada. I would have never thought that, but everything else, it was totally within the possibility for it to be there for me. Where did Pastek go in the last round? He went Canada, yeah. That's understandable. I want to see where he went for the others. He went Spain here, okay. Went Romania there. Probably wouldn't have done that, but I can see why you would. And then, yeah, went too far northeastern for Brazil and went BC for round one. Okay, so at least I know, like, if you go too far north in BC, like, my Colorado guess is better. All right. Well, I guess I'll see you in a few seconds for you, but in probably a couple days for me. With Argentina, I might even wait until Plouky's played the other seeds to decide, but I'm not sure yet. I'll see you in a few seconds. All right, it has come to this. We're 1-1. Europe, unfortunately, lost by 1,335 points. Solely the round in Ireland, which he 5k'd, wouldn't have been enough. So that makes me at least a little bit less annoyed that I didn't see Glendalough anywhere. The round one was also pretty bad, apparently, because I just, I saw something that said East and an English county, I think they're called in England, and said, well, just because it's called East something, it doesn't have to be in the East. And it was in the East, and he got quite a bit closer. On the other rounds, I did win all other three, but of course not by enough to really make a big difference there. And on a rural world, I did end up winning. Plouky didn't do too well. I beat him on all of the rounds except for the first one, where he was a slight bit closer in the US, where he also guessed in Colorado around Aspen. But yeah, obviously that didn't make too much of a difference. Some of the other rounds were still close, like round 3 was close, where we both guessed in Greece. But other than that, yeah, he went almost in the same spot as Pastek on round 5. And then he also had a decent guess in Brazil. but was a bit further away there too. And then it was the guess in Montenegro, where he was also quite a bit further away from me, where he lost 1,700 points. That was actually his biggest points loss. And yeah, that means it's now 1-1, and it'll all come down to this. Intersection guesser Argentina. And this could be very, very bad for me. Well, it's better than being 0-2 down at this stage, of course, but Argentina is not a country I feel particularly comfortable on. I did quite a bit of no-move practice just now, so I should be roughly able to tell the right areas. But the problem is Argentina is so big, and while the areas are very distinctive, they're still, well, a lot of them are very distinctive. There's still areas that look similar in different regions as well, which is kind of annoying. But a lot of it is very distinct, but the areas in and of itself are also very large. So you can be in the right area, but still be 200 kilometers off and lose a lot of points. And it can be very, very difficult to come back from something like that if your opponent 5k'd it. So I'm just going to hope I do well. I don't know. We'll see. We had Argentina, not sure. I think I mentioned this. We had it in Cactus League not too recently. Not too long ago, sorry. It also wasn't too recently. I guess it was like 2 weeks ago, where I think I did decently, but Plouky did better than me. Which, well, we'll see. I know he has played. I don't know what kind of score he's got. He just messaged me like he's played all of the seeds now. And he apparently misclicked something during the recording for Argentina or so. So his recordings of Europe and Roll World are on his channel, but apparently none for Argentina. So I couldn't even look if, obviously I wouldn't want to, but I couldn't look if I wanted to afterwards as well at what he found. Anyway, I think I've talked enough. Let's go. Okay, that's not a brilliant start for me. I did learn all of the Argentinian provinces, all 23 and where they are, but chances that will be useful to me are relatively slim. It could be, but on a round like this, it seems unlikely. Let me just quickly try the other direction. It's always good to try both directions, at least for a bit. And I think this is the one I'd rather go in anyway, just because it's where the Google cars come from, which may lead us back to a bigger road, because this does not seem like one of the yellow roads. It seems like one of the white roads on the map. If I had to guess where we are based on just what I'm seeing right now, I probably would guess somewhere in the area, let me say, somewhere between Cordoba and Rosario, maybe. So like central North Argentina. It is relatively indescript. It's pretty dry, very rural. There's not a lot of houses here. It could be in a bunch of places. I don't think it's too far south. I'm going to say the furthest south I could imagine it being is around Bahia Blanca sort of latitude. But is latitude? No, it's got to be longitude, right? Whatever. It doesn't look like I'm finding anything. Let me just, like, if I had to make a guess, like, put it here somewhere for now. Just so I have a pin down, just so I can't miss the timer running down. That would be bad. I mean, in Argentina, you never know. You could even win with a round. You get a 0, but against Plouky, not holding out hope for that. I also don't think it's too far north. Like, for it to be in the northwest, I think it's dry enough, but by far not mountainous enough. And for it to be in the far north or the northeast, it's too dry. Those areas are wetter. I could imagine it being further south than where I've guessed. And if I'm going to adjust my pin, it would probably be in that direction. It does not look like I'm going to find anything. I hope Plouky would not have 5k this round to begin with. That would be a bad start. Realistically, the only thing I could find here is a road number, which I don't think I would find, considering this is not a national road. I would be very surprised if it was. And if let me go a bit further south. I think that road is too short, but imagine it being as far down is somewhere like, you know what? That's about as far south as I want to go. Shit, it was so much further north. Well, Plouky doesn't have the top score. I'm not going to look at what score he has. I don't want to know right now. It wasn't the area between Rosario and Cordoba. I just went on the wrong side of that area. Okay. Well, let's get into the next round. Okay, do we have anything on that side? We're clearly much further west, I'm going to say. Whether we're further north or south, I couldn't convincingly say yet. There's a national road. On the 9. Isn't one of those the 9? No, that's the 3. That's the 9, but that's in Chile. The 9 in Argentina is, well, that's the 9 that goes northwest. So, yeah, conceivably, like even somewhere as far up as up here. But I'd really like to see some sort of distance signs to cities. 1,600 is a lot. And I'm pretty sure that's the distance to Buenos Aires. But I don't quite know how far away that is exactly on a map. It's super far away, yes, but to be exact, difficult. I should have looked at some sort of reference of what is what. I should have remembered how far away I was in round 1. I can't. I got 1,200 points, I can remember that. Obviously, it's also written up there, so good job remembering that, Calamity. But the distance would be the thing that's actually useful if I didn't have this. Iso. Palnias, Valle Alegre. Salta. Okay. Valle Alegre, Salta. Okay, that's Jujuy, that's not in Salta anymore. I think directionally that's not it. Okay. Interesting sign that you have sort of a curve here, and there's another sign there. That's gonna just says the same thing. Okay, a bit of a turnaround. We're going south. We have 36 seconds. Let me back to the start. Sort of going north-south. It could be here, it could be down there somewhere. We have mountains towards the south. Actually, let me like down here. No, there's too little curves. There's too little curves. Here. There's still not many curves here. I'm sort of in the middle. No, I want to be here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I see I'm above Plouky. That's good. That was some not so great decision making to start with moving. Oh, there's no, it wasn't that. I saw Valle Alegre. That's what I saw. I should have checked closer, but you never know. Anyway, not good decision making moving it down there. Like, yes, there are mountains down there to the southeast, and I didn't see any initially up here to the east. I only, like, when I was this far zoomed out, for some reason I only spotted the ones to the west and not the ones to the east over here. But once I realized, like, it's got to be more curvy than what I'm seeing down here, it became pretty obvious that I should move it back up here. Probably would have been even more obvious if I had moved up here, but then I probably wouldn't have seen that advertisement sign for this. So good decision at the end. Round 3. Hey, those are just street names, unimportant at the moment. Right, this is not a round I like for Argentina. Okay, just move me past here. Because, quite specifically, I don't like towns because it's perfectly possible that Plouky would find out which town it is and that I would miss it. So it adds a little bit of an element of randomness into it when you don't know necessarily which direction you have to take to find the best information. There is a main road sort of here. Don't really know or recognize any of that. I can't. I could go this way. There is sort of like an ambulance or something like that. Chica. Not helpful enough. The big problem I've got here is this could be very far south, this could be very far northwest. Those are the main regions that kind of look a bit like this. Okay. Don't let me see it then. Let me just quickly, I have to do this, go back and check the other direction. If you found something there that was within range, close by, that would be awful. Such big mountains. Doesn't tell me anything. I think we're far west, that's for sure. If I had to guess, think on the text something. It's not a province. If I had to guess, I'd rather go somewhere central west even. Oh, shit. I said it would be either very far north or very far south. It could be either. I'm not saying it has to be. It's like, give me something not too far off Mendoza. La La Angostura. Actually put me down here. Put me down into the... That would have been so... Oh god, we're split by 9 points. That would have been... That was the... Oh. Last second. Okay. Okay. We're still there. We're still in it. That's what I said. Small towns is bad. Small towns could be our downfall, but we're still in it. 2 more. God. Bienvenidos al Departo Graal San Martin. You have like a different something on that. Not on that, but there might be something further back. Let me just quickly see. Ruta Nacional number 79. That should be findable somewhere. 79. No, it wouldn't be that far south. Can't find it immediately, which is annoying. Al San Martin. San Luis, okay. San Luis is here. That's a start. And what's on the other side? It still says San Luis. Okay, that's fine. That's what I needed. Candelaria in 20. And Dolores in 100 something. And San Luis in 197. South as well. There's Candelaria. Okay, we should be here somewhere. There's a 79 as well. But right. You know what? Let me go back to the start. This is both ways. It could just be this road. And that would be this port. In other words, like this this gate. This means unimportant. Does the road direction match? Yes, it does. Was there a curve to the north? Yes, there's a curve coming up. It should be this. Yes, okay. One more. Just please, give me something easy. Okay. Give me some signs. That's all I'm asking for once, GeoGuessr. Please. Not seeing anything so far. It looks like there's a sign on the horizon, or it's trees. It's one of the two. There is some sign there that I'm coming up to, I think. No, it's not a sign. It's a bridge. Of sorts. Is that really just trees? I think it really is just trees. Okay. I'm gonna go until 2 minutes and then I'm gonna set a checkpoint and try the other way. But I might come back to this. No, isn't there one more thing there? Or is that a bridge again? That's a bridge again. Let me just try for a bit the other direction. There's a lot of bridges here. If it could just give me the national route maybe as well, that would also help. This is definitely a national route. This is a yellow road for sure. Nothing there. There might be something in the distance. I have to try and get to it. Surely there's got to be like some marker here somewhere. That wasn't important. On. Is that it? Yes, I just need to see it. 226. 226. This road. It's long though. 30 seconds. Is there anything? There's a little bit of a curve. It's very... Could be here somewhere. Let me go with this for now. The directionality fits, but it also could be like here. I've got 9 seconds. It's actually a way off to the north. Let me try this. There it is. God damn it. Probably would have been enough if in round 1 I just went for this area up here. Or, yeah, I think my first pin was somewhere here. Right. That is just unfortunate. I don't think there's anything to tell apart whether it would be this road or that road down there. They have the exact same directionality. I suppose it wouldn't have been this spot specifically because this road wasn't there. I would have spotted that potentially, but there was no reason why it couldn't have been like somewhere up here. I guess if I had... I don't know, if I'd found it earlier, maybe I would have been a bit more lucky, or, you know, I would have checked this down here a bit more thoroughly, but... Alright, luck and GeoGuessr, you know the deal when you're watching a video of mine. Well, GG Plouky. Wasn't meant to be. Going back to the losers bracket, as always. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.